Hey guys, it's Cody back with another video. I got this idea from a couple different YouTubers, and one of my subscribers gave it to me a while ago. In this video tonight, I'm actually going to be talking about some of my experiences. I've seen several YouTubers do it, like Miss WWE Fan 13 and a few others, but I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 rudest wrestlers I've met and the top 10 nicest wrestlers I've met. So I'm going to start off with the rudest ones. Number 10 on my list is going to be New Jack. I met New Jack at Modern Vintage Wrestling at one of their live events in Wilmington, North Carolina. Back in 2017, New Jack tagged up with Tommy Dreamer against Jason Kincaid and Raphael King from Evolve Pro Wrestling in a no disqualification street fight. So I figured, you know what, it's an ECW original, let me get his autograph. So I went and tried to ask him how much and everything. Like, I guess he tries to, like, intimidate fans and stuff. But he, genuinely just seemed like he didn't want to be there, in my experience. And he just interrupted everybody as they were trying to talk to him and ask him questions. So he was not one of the nicest people I've met. Number 9 on my list would be Scott Steiner. I had my experience or encounter with Scott Steiner at WrestleCade Weekend 2014 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the Benton Convention Center. I was in line to meet Scott Steiner, not Rick Steiner, because I really didn't know who the hell Rick Steiner was as compared to Scott. I had my WWE encyclopedia, and I asked Scott how much for an autograph. And, you know, usually when you ask somebody for an autograph at a show sometimes, most of the time you get a picture included with whatever price you pay. So he said $20, and I said, okay, sure, $20. So I gave it to him. And I said, can I get a picture? He's like, do I really have to fucking sign your shit, kid? And he proceeded to curse out a poor 3-year-old behind me as well. And he wanted $20 for a picture, and I'm not trying to be funny to you guys, but Scott Steiner is not worth $40 in my opinion. Number 8 on my list would have to be Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze has been very rude from what I've seen. For instance, back like 12 or 13 years ago, I met her at a Monster Jam show when she was driving the Medusa monster truck. And she wouldn't put her hands around, she wouldn't shake hands with fans or let fans put their arms around her because she was just she was so needy. I met her at WrestleCade 2017 in Winston-Salem, and she was very antisocial. And for $30, I think the experience was very rushed. The handler tried to grab my encyclopedia out of my hand, and I told him, no, I'm going to carry my own item to let her sign. So she signed it, she stuck up the peace sign during a picture, and she was just like, okay, next. She didn't even talk to you or appreciate the fans whatsoever. Number 7 on my rudest wrestlers is Ezekiel Jackson, hands down. Ezekiel Jackson, I ran into him at WrestleCade 2014 in Winston-Salem. He wanted $30 for each autograph and each photo op. So I was trying to get him to sign my encyclopedia and a trading card and take a picture with him, and he wanted $90 for all 3. Okay, first off, you never won the World Heavyweight title. You only won the Intercontinental Championship one time. So, honestly, you're not worth $90 at all. Number 2, he was very rude. So, Ezekiel Jackson was not a good experience whatsoever. I just got one autograph, and I got my encyclopedia signed for $30, and I kept it moving. Number 6 is the Hurricane, Shane Helms. As you guys know, I live in North Carolina. Shane Helms actually lives 10 minutes away from me. I see Shane Helms at almost every single independent show I'm at, and I work for a local promotion, but Shane Helms is very overpriced. And he doesn't seem like he cares about the fans that much. So, I mean, that just may be my experience. He just seems very arrogant to me. Number 5 would be Bushwhacker Luke, hands down as well. Bushwhacker Luke, I met him at an NCWA show, which is a local promotion I work for, in Clayton, North Carolina, back on December 16th of 2013. Bushwhacker Luke was very nasty toward the fans. He was way overpriced for autographs, number one. Number two, he just seemed like he didn't want to be there. Very rude, very nasty. Number 4 on my list, coming in at number 4 on my Rudest wrestlers, is Batista. As you guys know, I met Batista last July at Raleigh SuperCon's Comic Con in downtown Raleigh at the Raleigh Convention Center. Number 1, he was very full of himself. He wanted $60 for just an autograph, and you couldn't take a photo op with him at his table. You had to pay $75 for a pro photo op only, always. You couldn't get a picture with him. The security guards were jerks, and they were telling us don't take any pictures near him or around him. Not to mention, I waited in line for 4 hours and 15 minutes to take a picture with him. Are you fucking kidding me? When you have paying fans that are waiting in line, have been waiting in line since 12 noon to meet you, your wrestling friends that you see all the time, more than likely, can wait. Because he was getting interrupted constantly by Teddy Long, Sergeant Slaughter, Jim Duggan, Kane, and all the other ones, sitting there taking pictures with him, and he's making all the fans wait. I mean, seriously, your paying fans come first. You can talk to your friends later. Number 3 is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase was by far one of the biggest douchebags I've ever met in professional wrestling. I met Ted DiBiase at an NCWA pro wrestling event in Clayton, North Carolina, back in at least 2012. Yeah, 2012. He was there signing autographs and taking pictures. He appeared at our Strive to Survive event one year, and he managed the $1 Million Team, is what they called his team. And he sat there and charged me $30 to sign my encyclopedia, my first edition of my encyclopedia. He signed it in a faded out white Sharpie, number 1. Like, seriously? Number 2, I asked him for a picture, and he tried to charge me $65 to take a picture with him in the ring later that night. So yeah, Ted DiBiase, yeah, that's what I think of you. So, number 2 is one of the hugest douchebags I've ever met in wrestling, Vader. I know he's dead, but he's still a huge jerk. I met Vader at WrestleCade 2014 in Winston-Salem. He didn't look like he wanted to be there at all. He wasn't even wrestling that night. He was just signing autographs and taking pictures with fans. So I walk up and I asked him how much it would be to sign my encyclopedia and a trading card and take a picture. He said it would be $65. I said, okay, let me cut you down. I don't want the trading card. I said, how much for just the encyclopedia? He said $40. I was like, no. So I go to close my encyclopedia, and he proceeded, and mind you, my dad was with me, and my dad doesn't take kindly to people talking shit to me. So my dad's with me, and Vader proceeds to tell me, look, dumbass, I'm trying to cut you a fucking deal here, kid. And I looked at him like, are you serious right now? And he's like, I'll sign your shit for $10. So I tossed the $10 bill on the table. He signed it. And I didn't even get a picture with him. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. And number 1 on my list for the Rudest wrestlers would be former TNA Knockouts champion Angelina Love. I met Angelina Love at WrestleCade 2014 in Winston-Salem. She was there. She wasn't even wrestling either. She was signing autographs. She looked so full of herself. She acted like she was better than everybody else. She was overpriced for meet and greets and stuff. And she was just very arrogant. Like, she didn't want to talk to the fans whatsoever. So I paid $15 just for an autograph. She wanted $40 for a picture. Like, seriously, you're not like a Hall of Fame women's wrestler like Trish Stratus or Lita or anybody like that. So Angelina Love was very like a very bad experience for me. Not worth it. So now I'm moving on to the nicest wrestlers. Number 10 would be Katie Lee Burchill, or Winter, from Impact Wrestling. I met Katie Lee at WrestleCade Weekend 2017. It was kind of a surprise. She was appearing under her WoW Women of Wrestling name, The Temptress. She was at the WoW Women of Wrestling table. So me and my dad go walking in on the Friday night, because, if you guys have ever been to WrestleCade, WrestleCade's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after Thanksgiving. The Friday night show, they do Showcase of Champions, so they had some of the wrestlers that were signing on Saturday there early on Friday night signing autographs. So we walked in and we thought we saw her, and I was like, Dad, is that Katie Lee? My dad goes, hey, Code, is that Katie Lee Burchill from the WWE? I said, yeah, I think it is. So luckily I had my encyclopedia with me. And I also had I also found at one of the toy stands, one of the figures tables that night, I found a Katie Lee Burchill Ruthless Aggression figure. As you guys can see, it's up on my wall over there, signed, for $10. So I snagged it up. I was like, screw it. If she's here, why not get her to sign my stuff? So I walked up, and she was genuinely surprised that someone remembered her Katie Lee Burchill character from the WWE. So she made me a deal. She said if I bought a 8x10 photo of her with her Temptress gimmick, she would sign my encyclopedia, my figure, and an 8x10 for $15 total and take a picture with me. So not only did she sign all that and take a picture with me, the girls from WoW were so surprised, they took a picture of her and I together holding all of this stuff up, and they put it on their Instagram. So that was pretty cool. Number 9 on my nice list would be Rey Mysterio, hands down, one of the nicest guys. I met Rey Mysterio last July along with Batista and Trish Stratus at Raleigh SuperCon in Raleigh, North Carolina. Rey Mysterio was there signing autographs, wasn't wrestling or anything. But I paid $60 for an autograph and a picture, well worth it because it's Rey Mysterio. So I got my encyclopedia signed, and I put my trading card in there, because I like to get my cards signed at shows as well. So I put it in there, and he looks, and they were charging $40 for additional autographs at Raleigh SuperCon, because, it's a Comic-Con, that's how you make your money. So I put my card in there, and he looks at me, he's like, you want me to sign this card too? I said, yeah. He goes, don't worry about paying. He's like, I ain't gonna make you pay $40 for that. So he signed my card. He's like, come on, dude, let's get a picture. And he was really nice. Talked to me about wrestling for about 10 minutes. Hands down, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Number 8 on my list is former WWE superstar and current Impact World Champion Johnny Mundo Morrison. Impact, whatever you want to call him. As you know, I'm good friends with Johnny's wife, Taya. Johnny's always been nice to me at WrestleCade. I've met him 3 times. 2 of the times I got autographs from him, 1 time I did not. I actually got to hang out with him and Taya after WrestleCade this past year in Winston-Salem at the bar, because I am legal now, haha. But Johnny's really nice. He's always good to his fans, really willing to talk to people. If you want to talk to him, he'll talk to you. He'll give you the time of day. He's not one of those wrestlers that's like, oh, it's a fan, let me not talk to him. So John Morrison's on my one of the nicest people I've ever met. If you guys ever get the chance to meet John Morrison, don't pass it up. Number 7 on my list of nicest people is current Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie. I'm good friends with Taya, personally. Taya is one of the nicest chicks I've ever met in the wrestling business. Very good to her fans, very appreciative of all their support. And you guys may or may not have known this, but Taya has wrestled in no disqualification matches the last 2 years at WrestleCade. She wrestled Ivelisse from Lucha Underground in 2017, and she wrestled the bad girl Penelope Ford in a street fight at this past year's WrestleCade. After both of her street fights, she ended up kissing me on the lips. So I thought that was pretty cool, personally. Who wouldn't? And she's one of my good friends. So Taya, hands down, one of the greatest female wrestlers I ever met. Number 6 is Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle, I met him at WrestleCade 2017 in Winston-Salem. He was really nice. I bought a meet and greet for $15 because I figured, you know, that's another autograph in my encyclopedia, and he's really funny. So I had a figure. I said, how much for you to sign for an extra autograph? He's like, screw it. He's like, you paid to meet me first? He's like, I'll sign whatever you have. So I got a card, a figure, and my encyclopedia for $15 and got a photo op. That's pretty cool. Number 5, Molly Holly. Molly Holly is genuinely one of the coolest people you can meet at a convention. I paid $25 for a meet and greet with Molly Holly, got me an autograph and a picture. I told her she was one of the best damn female wrestlers ever in the Attitude Era. She genuinely appreciated all the support and feedback from fans that weekend. She was really cool. Number 4 is Sergeant Slaughter. I met Sergeant Slaughter at the last big-time wrestling event at Dorton Arena that I went to. Sergeant Slaughter was there with Jerry Lawler, Gangrel was there, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and a few others. He signed my encyclopedia, a figure, and a card for $60. He didn't even charge me for the card. He was really nice. So, Sergeant Slaughter is really cool. Number 3 is Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus was really, really nice. I met her at Raleigh SuperCon with Rey Mysterio and Batista. She literally talked to me about wrestling for at least 20 minutes. She's very sweet. Will take the time to talk to her fans as long as you want. Hands down, one of the coolest people ever. So if you get the chance to meet Trish Stratus, do it. Number 2, Kia Stevens, also known as the Welfare Queen in Glow, also known as Karma in WWE, and probably best known as Awesome Kong in TNA. I've met Kia Stevens, I've met Awesome Kong twice. I met her at WrestleCade 2014, where I got to see the privilege of her wrestling Lady Tapa from Impact Wrestling live. That match kind of sucked, but it could have been better. Kong is very genuine to her fans. She cares a lot about her fans. She charged me $5 for 3 autographs and a picture at WrestleCade. It was for her to sign 2 cards as Karma, and my WWE Encyclopedia as Karma. And then I met her at Masters of Ring Entertainment's Pro Wrestling Fan Expo 3 in Wilmington. And I got to see her wrestle Santana Garrett from TNA and Hollywood Von Royal from Florida, who sucks. She was doing a signing that day in the morning time, and this was after she beat the shit out of Rebby Sky and got fired from TNA. So me and my dad were joking with her. We were like, we fully support you beating the shit out of Rebby Sky, because honestly, if you guys have met Rebby Sky, she's not the nicest person. Just kidding. I'm not gonna say that. But I just don't, I'm not a big fan of her. She's like, oh yeah, this is Hardy Country, ha ha ha, and we were joking. So, yeah, Awesome Kong is really nice. And then number 1 on my list has to be Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry Lawler has been good to me the 3 times I've met him. The most recent time that I met him was at Big Modern Vintage Wrestling in Wilmington on February 11th, 2017. I met him at our Crossroads event when I worked for them. That was my first event working with Modern Vintage. And Abyss was also there, and so was C.W. Anderson from ECW. Jerry Lawler literally signed a figure, 2 cards, my encyclopedia, and an 8x10 for free. Because he treated the staff really well. So Jerry Lawler, his thing is, if you bring your own stuff, he won't really charge you, but if you buy something off of him, of course he's going to charge you. But yeah, guys, so just recapping, my Rudest wrestlers I've met were New Jack, Scott Steiner, Alundra Blaze, Ezekiel Jackson, The Hurricane, Bushwhacker Luke, Batista, Ted DiBiase, Vader, and Angelina Love. And my nicest wrestlers I've met were Katie Lee Burchell, Rey Mysterio, John Morrison, Taya Valkyrie, Hornswoggle, Molly Holly, Sergeant Slaughter, Trish Stratus, Awesome Kong, and Jerry Lawler. And if I had to add one more to that nicest list, it would be Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Cody Rhodes signs extra items every time you see him, for free. So Cody Rhodes is also on that nice list. So guys, that is my top 10 rudest and top 10 nicest wrestlers review for as of January 24th, 2019. Thanks for watching.